Okay, so this picture here looks like a big explosion, and it's captioned Explosions in space can produce a lot of light, but they can't produce any sound. An artist created this image of a space explosion. So the title of our article is Why No One in Space Can Hear You Scream. Imagine it's a Saturday night and you're watching a movie that's set in space. Things are getting really exciting as one spacecraft chases another, and suddenly, bang! The villain spacecraft explodes in a big, noisy ball of fire. The explosion sound effect used in the movie is loud and booming, and it's also not scientifically accurate. If you were in space, you wouldn't be able to hear an explosion or anything else because sound doesn't travel in space. Space is silent. That's because sound is produced by sound waves, and sound waves are mechanical waves. They need something to travel through. The medium sound the medium sound travels through can be solid, liquid, or gas. On Earth, it's often air. However, space is a vacuum, meaning there is no air or any other matter between objects, such as planets, moons, and the sun. In space, there's nothing to carry sound from place to place. Sound waves are produced when something vibrates. The object's vibrations make it bump into the nearest atoms or molecules. On Earth, those are usually molecules that make up the air surrounding it. Those molecules can then bump into the molecules next to them, which bump into the molecules next to them, and so on. That pattern of molecules bumping into each other is a wave, and when it reaches your eardrum, you hear it as sound. Since space is a vacuum, there are no molecules for vibrating objects to bump into. Objects like planets and the sun can vibrate, but the motion doesn't set off a wave. Therefore, even dramatic events in space, like explosions, are totally silent. Sound waves can travel in space, but other kinds of waves can. Sound waves can't travel in space, but other types of waves can. Electromagnetic waves, or light waves, are not mechanical waves, so they don't need anything to travel through. That means light waves can travel through the vacuum of space. Explosions emit light waves that can in, sorry, Explosions emit light waves that can make it to your eyes whether there's matter around or not. That's why you would be able to see the spacecraft's explosion but not hear it. So here it shows molecules making up air. There's a speaker here producing sound, and you can see there's little clusters where the molecules get pushed together and they collide, and they come in these waves of collisions, no collisions, collisions, no collisions. So the wavelength is the distance between these two compressed parts where it's colliding. So you can see here to here. And then the amplitude is the height of the wave, how much they're being pushed together. The caption here: sound waves occur when an object, like part of a speaker, vibrates. The vibration pushes nearby molecules into the molecules next to them, and those molecules are pushed into the molecules next to them, and so on, forming a wave that moves away from the speaker. When molecules are pushed into the molecules next to them, it is called compression.